How's everybody doing, by the way? Of course, I always gotta ask how you guys are doing. Alright. Okay. Alright, mic test, mic test, mic test. Mic test, mic test, mic test. Let me turn it up a little bit more. Mic test, mic test. Turn it up just a little bit more. Mic test, mic test. Mic test, mic test, mic test. Mic test. Mic test, mic test. Okay, you guys ought to be able to hear me just fine now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fighting EX Layer Beta. And in this video, I'm going to be explaining the Gogi system, or the Gogi system, or the Gogi system. I don't know how to pronounce the word, but I'm going to say Gogi. Before I get started, let me just say I apologize for all of the training mode videos I did for all the characters. In Fighting EX Layer, the audio was messed up on my microphone, and I didn't notice it until it was too late. The video was already uploaded. I got my views on it, so just take a look at it as like combo, as like some character exploration videos and combo demos for the beta. Just take it as that. So this video is going to be just like a quick explanation of the Gogi system as I know it, being somebody that, you know, played the beta for a little bit and got a feel of it, and going through the different builds. Now, this is a game that is still in beta. We don't know if the full version is going to be like this. I can imagine that some of this stuff is going to be changed, but nevertheless, I think it's still worth exploring and getting a feel of what we have to expect from this game in the future. You know, it's called Fighting EX Layer, so there's layers to this shit. But yeah, let me get started here. So there are several different decks, as they call them, in Fighting EX Layer. And depending on which one you use, like, you're gonna get different benefits. The one I'm on, the ones that they have is called Aggro. They have the Juggernaut, they have Shinobi, they have Infinity, and they have the Miracle. Now, these are like the 5 ones that they have here. Now, each of these have their own activation requirements, and of course, like I said, different ones are going to be more. You're more likely to use some of these for other characters than others. You know, it makes sense to go. Obviously, there's recommendations, you know, for certain characters to use certain decks. So the first one that they have is the Aggro. Now, this is like the basic one right here. This is for like all your Shotos and things like that, in my opinion. Like Kyrie and maybe even like Allen. It seems like he'll be good for this. So it's recommended for aggressive attackers. So this is for like combo heavy people. That way you can increase your damage that you're doing and get more out of your combos as far as damage go. Maybe even stun, if they even implement that in this game in the future. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen anything like related to stun. I'm pretty sure they do have it. I just haven't, you know, seen it. Or maybe they activate stun in a different fashion. But nevertheless, this is definitely one that's made for the beatdown strategy. For people who are very aggressive, like to get in your face, you know, there's going to be some characters who are going to be built like that. You know, they're built for offense more so than defense. This is the one that you would want to go with. Now, the 5 effects they have in this deck is Rampage, and in order to trigger, and now all of these effects, they are triggered by certain objectives. And that objective may require for you to either build up meter, or to take chip damage, or to take damage period, or you have to inflict damage into your opponent. You know, there's different requirements to activate these abilities. But the crazy thing is, all of these carry over into the following match. So let's say if you activated, let me see, illusion, right? And let's just say, for example, that illusion lasts for like a good, let's say, for example, that a illusion lasts for 30 seconds, right? And in the first round, it's like only 15 seconds of that ability been used up, right? That other 15 seconds carries over into the next round. So when it comes to these decks in the system, long-term battle strategy has to be implemented. Like, you want to go into these like, okay, I might lose this round right here, but I have 15 seconds left of this ability, and I can still use that to my advantage in the early part of the next round. So that's a good way to go about thinking about this, these builds. Now for the aggro, like I said, this is for aggressive attackers as explained. And with Rampage, you see right there, in order to trigger these, you need to deal 40 damage in one combo. So one combo, which is pretty simple, you know, it's not hard. You can probably get that off on like a 2-hit. It's not difficult at all. Sorry about that. But yeah, next up they have illusion. You have to take 300 points of damage. Of course, this is something that you probably want to activate early on, I would say, because you want to get like something like, because like 300 points of damage is a lot in a game like this, which again, this is the beta, of course, but I'm just going by what I know just based on just playing the beta. So taking 300 points of damage in this game, that's, you know, for some characters they may be able to take it. Other characters, obviously, you don't want to rely on aggressive because their health isn't going to be as much as other characters. So this wouldn't be recommended for characters with low health. But you want to take that damage as early as possible, unblocked. That way you don't have to worry about, you know, trying to hold off. So it's, again, long-term strategy. You know, I might get beat up now, but I'm going to have illusion activated and I'll be able to escape combos at least once per round. So it could be that critical moment between, you know, you losing a match and you being able to escape a combo, surviving that damage, and then, you know, and then winning it. So again, long-term battle strategy. So next, after that, we have what's called chip up, and the trigger is that you have to deal 40 points of chip damage. So against opponents that like to block a lot, you know, they are definitely going to have some issues with this because the chip damage is going to get increased. So you can keep just beating them down. Regardless if they block, they're going to take more than the average amount of damage that anyone would get, you know, even when they're blocking. So that's something to look forward to. They have attack up, that's pretty much self-explanatory. Just got to build 1 bar super meter and increases your damage by 5. So you look at that 5%, and all of these kind of work together too. And they have like 2 different attack ups, so that's like 10% increased damage, you know, and that follows into the chip. So you could be doing 2, you know, because that 10% is going to be overall damage, and all you got to do is just build 1 bar of super meter. How hard is that? You know, like you get super meter by just getting beat up. So you got to look at that. What was funny is that as I'm explaining this, like, this is a lot like Yu-Gi-Oh in a sense, because like if I use this, I can activate this, and at the same time I can still get that chip damage. So like 4 of these you should be able to activate with no problem at all. You know, actually all of these you should be able to activate with no problem at all, but that's the aggressive aggro build. Next up we have, and again, this is more so for, I would say, for like characters that are more so like close range, and that you have to be close to, characters that have good beatdown strategy and so forth, or even if you have a good beatdown strategy with the character that may not even have, you know, any type of close range you know, like a close range skill set. Maybe you found something new, but this will be the one for you. So next up we have the Juggernaut. Now this is more so like a super armor deck, and you would want to use this for characters who have, like, you know, that are really good at grapples, because this is going to be really good for the grapplers. I can already tell. Really good for grapplers. Really good for those characters that may have a hard time. They may have a hard time trying to get in and land those crucial, you know, big powerful grabs or hits. This would be the one that I would recommend for you. So, or anybody for that matter that's having a hard time getting in, because you may be going up against like a ranged attacker, and they may be playing keep away, but something like this will really work to your benefit. So you see the effects right here. They have Hades, the trigger. You got to get knocked down 10 times, and you gain super armor. Now that super armor lasts a pretty good amount of time. If you go to my training video with Darun, you know, you can see this actually in action, where I was, you know, knocking down the computer, and that super armor, it's really good, you know. And then you got guard break. Of course, you got to land 4 hard attacks, which isn't difficult. Hard attacks become guard breaks after that. So I don't know if that means that if it's just like a regular block. I mean, I'm assuming it means regular blocking, but I don't know if it can possibly even break through the super armor. So you could possibly use this as a counter to somebody else who has Juggernaut as well. And is that way people ain't just beating people up and just, you know, just having super armor. 2 people just beating each other up and they just standing there getting wailed on. But yeah, that would be funny if we could see that. But next up we got Meter Up. Attack your opponent 10 times. You know, either hit or block, and it increases your super meter gain by 10%. Speed up, allow 10 seconds to pass in the game. That's just like a passive trigger. You know, you don't have to do nothing yourself. Increase your movement speed by 10%. You know, you got the attack up, which raises your bar by, you know, so it's a pretty basic, like the shining star in this whole deck is obviously like the super armor, because as well as the guard breaks, because those are the 2 that really are going to give you the most out of this, especially that super armor. So for characters like Darun, as well as characters like Alex, not Alex, but Alan, basically any character that has like some form of command grab, you're gonna want to use this with that character, you know. So next up we have the Shinobi. Now these is more so for like characters, I would say, like Skolomania, Shirase, and Kyrie. I had to think of his name for a minute. I almost messed it up. Almost called him Ken. But yeah, so the ability, the way it's explained, moves stealthy like a ninja and surprise your opponents. Now, unlike the first 2, you have 3 orange skills here, and basically this is to just move like an assassin. So the first one in this is called Ghost. Avoid your opponent's attacks for 6 seconds, turn invisible during forward dashes. So this obviously is good for characters who has like a whole bunch of shenanigans and wants to, you know, just wants to pretty much have like this keep away game. Like you just want to avoid being attacked. You want to attack from long range, or like you want to try to get like a good sneak in, and you want to in the heat of the moment just try to catch your opponent off guard. I think this will be a good one for you. So like I said, you know, just avoid your opponent's attacks for 6 seconds, and just and turn invisible during forward dashes. Now, the thing about this is, I don't know if this counts towards being able to like dash through any type of projectiles, which would make that really good. Because there's no way for, because again, this is the beta. There's no way for you to. This is something you have to try out in an actual match online in the beta. But as far as trying it out in training mode, there's no way for you to control the computer. So I couldn't try it out during the training videos. But yeah, also they have guard cancel, and you got to block 30 attacks, which is, like I said, this is in a way this is more so of an assassin-like build, and just to catch your opponent off guard. You see right here, you have to block 30 attacks and become able to cancel guards into special attacks and super moves. So the way this is being explained, it almost seems like you'll be able to go straight into you know, pretty much any type of special attack or super move as an instant reaction to you blocking an attack, you know. So that's, I'm pretty sure that it may not be as good as it sounds, or it may be as good as it sounds. But this is one of those things you have to try out in a match. But most definitely, there's some technical things with it that that can only be explained during combat. So you guys would have to try it yourselves. Next up, they got the guard break. In order to trigger this, you got to land 4 hard attacks, and effect hard attacks become guard breaks. So that's, you know, that was explained in the Juggernaut. Speed up, again, it was explained in Juggernaut and Aggro, and attack up. So this is basically meant for those fast characters that have a lot of shenanigans, and this just gives you even more shenanigans and tools to use against people who like to be defensive and like to, you know, get you off guard. This is kind of like to counter that, you know what I mean? So Shinobi. Next up, they got Infinity. They go wild with infinite super meter. So they have Rage, the trigger, spin 10 bars of super meter, gain infinite super meter. So once you now the bar maxes out at 3. So if you build up that super, this one may be the most difficult to get, and rightfully so, because in order for you to get like infinite super meter, that's crazy. You know what I mean? This is one of those I feel like you would probably have to get, because I feel like you're going to defeat your opponent, especially if you're good at this game. You're going to beat your opponent before you even gain this effect. So this is for obviously long drawn out. This is one is more so for like drawn out long-term battle strategy. The longer the matches go on, like the longer the rounds are, the more likely you are able to get this. Because gaining meter in this game isn't difficult, but at the same time, you know, you got to spin 10 bars of super meter. In the right hands, that's a lot of damage. So more than likely, you're gonna be able to beat your opponent before you even get to activate this. But for those long, drawn out, intense battles, this will be one most definitely. Like if you're going up against somebody that you know you're gonna have a tough time beating, but you know you can beat them, it's just gonna be tough and tedious, this will be the one I would recommend for you. You have the guard cancel. Of course, it was explained in Shinobi. You block 30 attacks, be able to cancel guards into special attacks and super moves. The meter up, you get 3 meter ups. So this is basically for those. This is for those people who just can't seem to build meter without getting beat up. I would say it helps you gain meter a lot faster, even with the 3 at the bottom, like the 3 blue effects. That's a 30% super meter increase, so that all goes towards rage at the end. You know, you're getting 30% more meter gain just by you attacking your opponent 10 times. You know, because all these stack up to each other. So, you know, looking at that, it may be easier to get rage, but at the same time, you know, there's a chance you'll be able to, you know, cause I'm pretty sure some of this stuff is going to get changed up once the full game gets released anyway. But just looking at it for what it is now in the beta, that's pretty good. I mean, you can get to the point where you can like spam, at least have that meter in stock for like other moves. Because this game, at the very least in the beta, it doesn't have any EX moves. So, but yeah, this is definitely one of those for those people who like to be very aggressive with their meter. You know, this is very good for them. And last but not least, we have Miracle. Now, this is all gold effects. This is all, you know, all type of abilities, all Gogi abilities and things like that. So this is for those. Now, I can't imagine them keeping this the way it is without having some type of drawback. But nevertheless, let's just take a look at all of them. Most of these have already been explained, like the guard break, the guard cancel, the illusion, the Hades. But most definitely, let's take a look at this. In order to trigger overload, maintain a full super meter for 40 seconds. So, you know, activate all other Gogi. Now, that 40 seconds, I'm hoping that carries over to like the next match. Like, let's say if you had a full super meter, but you get defeated and only like a good 20 seconds has passed in the match. I'm hoping that maybe because you held on to a full super meter, the next 20 seconds count towards that 40. I don't know because I haven't used it yet, so I can't really tell you, but that is possible because they did mention that this is all about long-term battle strategy. So I can only imagine that it just might do that. But this activates pretty much the best abilities from all of the previous decks. And, you know, in order to get super armor and be able to escape, like, you're basically OP. So looking at this, I mean, now there isn't any like speed up, any attack up, any chip up. I'm pretty sure in the right hands, these first 4 can be just as dangerous as the rest of them. But I can only imagine how many people are going to use this, and it's really going to be one of those that I'm pretty sure that they're going to, you know, fix it to where there's some type of drawback with this, to where it's not as good. I can't imagine them leaving things as they are, because some of this stuff is just like too good, you know, for a fighting game. But looking at the system isn't, I mean, obviously this is the beta, so it's not a full retail release. It's just to give you a taste of what they have coming in the full game. So nobody should take this as it is and take it to heart. You know, yeah, we're gonna have the rough people who always are gonna go with like the best stuff out there and never really try to implement anything new and inventive, because people just care about winning. That's online gaming, you know, 101. Just don't get salty over that. But regardless of that, you have people who are going to take their time and learn, you know, like the first 4 and easily be able to overtake the people who do this. Because like I said, the super armor, after so many hits, that super armor breaks. So in the right hands, that super armor isn't going to mean anything. You know, certain characters are probably going to be able to chew through that super armor, because once the character whose super armor is activated, who activated super armor, you know, it's almost like they're going to be so dependent on that they're not going to be able to think about anything defensive, because that's the time to go completely offensive. You know, so. But yeah, now this is just what they put in there for the beta. I don't know if they're gonna add any more. I'm pretty sure they may add more. I don't think they want to add probably like 2 more, if that, maybe 1 more, or maybe they're just gonna leave it at this 5, or maybe after the full retail game release, they're gonna do, you know, like a couple more builds, you know. But it seems like from this, it seems like they have all the bases covered. You know, you have your aggressive attackers, you have your defensive attackers, you have your characters who may be more so into shenanigans and, you know, pretty much playing like a keep away game until they need to strike and wait for those crucial moments to attack. You have the infinity, which is for people who like to hold on to their meter, and, you know, if they do have them in the full game, or maybe in another beta later on down the line, they may add EX moves, and this is going to be really good for those characters if they do it. But to gain infinite super meter, that's like you already ready. You don't have to back up and wait to like build up meter in order to activate all your moves. Like you already combo ready. And then you have the miracle, which is OP. You know, you get everything, all the best of everything. So, you know, except yeah, first I was gonna say they didn't give guard break, but they did. So that's pretty much it, man. That's me explaining the Gogi system in fighting EX Layer. I'm pretty sure that, you know, they're going to change this up a little bit, or maybe give you the ability to customize your own builds. You know, maybe you don't want 2 attacks. Maybe you want a little speed up with your aggressive, you know, your aggressive. Or maybe you want to add more chip damage. I don't know. They may customize these in the future, so that'll be something to see. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed this video on me explaining the Gogi system in fighting EX Layer, the beta. You know, who knows what the full game is going to entail, but if it's anything like this, it looks interesting. I mean, it looks worrisome, but it is interesting at the same time. So I'm curious to see what they do with this, so, and how they improve it. Are they going to take anything away? Who knows? But we will see in the future as more information about everything up to the upcoming release of this game gets released to the public. So thank you guys for watching. Peace. I hope this video was informative. Of course, like, comment, subscribe for more videos on fighting EX Layer in the near future, because this demo lasts until the 25th. Well, this beta lasts until the 25th. So we got until Christmas to enjoy this. So there's got to be a lot more fighting EX Layer videos coming out, as well as many other games. So you guys stay subscribed, stay in tune. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace.